Bo Nix, who was only ranked 20th among NFL execs in the Mike Sando annual athletic poll. I asked Greg Cosell earlier, is he ranked 20th because executives in this league hold Sean Payton in such high regard?
If a quarterback is well coached with a really good coordinator and a really good scheme and a well-designed system, that's somehow a knock on the quarterback. I don't really understand that, because that's kind of what the coach is supposed to do. I think that Bo Nix showed a lot last year with the kinds of throws that he made. I mean, he made a lot of big-time throws between the numbers. He showed more arm strength, quite honestly, than I thought he had coming out of Oregon.
Yeah, I don't get the shade with Bo Nix. So, but I will tell you, if Caleb Williams can play, and again, I'll show it at the top of the hour. If you got 15% improvement with Caleb Williams, I mean, the numbers will be, he'll complete 71% of his throws. But Bo Nix can play. Drake May can absolutely play. Jaden Daniels is a star. I'm a strong believer in Michael Penix. I have my doubts on J.J. McCarthy, but he has such a strong support system with the Vikings and O'Connell and the receiving core. We may have a 6-for-6 class if Caleb Williams can play, a 5-for-5 or a 6-for-6 class. Cam Ward's going to work. I don't know to what level he'll work. And what's interesting next year is Cade Klubnik for Clemson is the real deal. Folks, he is big. He can.
Okay. We thought we were talking about Bo Nix here. And that's the end of the segment, because then it just goes to commercial. But it is an interesting conversation that people get insulted when you talk about how great a coach is and how they impact a quarterback. And I'm up against this nearly every day, because I think Andy Reid is the best coach in the NFL and the best offensive coach of all time. And that, seems to then be a bad thing. And Greg Cosell said it better than I ever could. And he actually went on a whole rant about coaching and offensive coaching and coordinating and what they do and how it benefits the quarterbacks. And that's their job. It's not a knock on the quarterback. And I have it saved, and I'm just going to have it go on loop as I fall asleep at night, because it's just awesome. And I'm going to turn that into a separate clip. But you saw a little taste of it, of what he was saying with regards to Sean Payton and Bo Nix, and seeing the throws and the capacity that he has with that system, with that coach of Sean Payton, and what Sean Payton asks him to do. What I find fascinating is that you have to look at, sure, Bo Nix undeniably benefits from Sean Payton. I'll be the first one to say that, right? And I'm the first one, because I always talk about, passes behind the line of scrimmage and screen passes, and how good is a coach at defining reads and throws and the routes and how open they are. Like I'm such a massive believer in the absolute utmost importance of coaching in the NFL, specifically offensive coaching for your quarterback. And Bo Nix benefits from all of that. And that has always been one of my prevailing reasons why I'm such a believer in Bo Nix, is because it's Bo Nix combined with Sean Payton. That fundamentally matters to me, and it matters to me in all quarterback success when I'm trying to evaluate how successful do I think you're going to be. And so, and when you see, though, what Sean Payton asked him to do and the reliance on him, you can see that this is a two-way relationship. That this is not just, I'm a great coach, I got a quarterback who's like pretty good, he can get the job done, and I just kind of have to make him fit into here and just try to, we need someone to throw the ball, so it's just going to be Bo Nix. Like, it's like, no. It's like, I'm calling your number. Like, I'm expecting you to be great. I'm relying on you. Again and again and again and again. Yeah, I'm setting you up at times with some easy throws. Yeah, I'm giving you layups. It's my job. Yeah, I'm getting you extra yards behind the line of scrimmage, setting you up with some screen passes. It's my job. But then when I call your number and you step up, it's like, let's go. And you're making throws in moments when it's not perfectly clearly defined reads and routes and receivers to throw to. You are throwing off platform. You are using your mobility. You are using your strength. There are key moments in games when I'm like, I need you to do something. I need you to rise to the occasion. And to see Sean Payton do that to Bo Nix again and again and again, like that's where then you can build your belief in someone like a Bo and realize, okay, the coaching staff is clearly not just propping someone like Bo Nix up. They're just not. And that's a frustrating thing, because just watch games of backup quarterbacks when they kind of have like a nice little run, or when they're trying to just kind of get by. You can see the way a game is called. You can see when a coach is just doing a great job of really making do with not a great quarterback. Like it's just very obvious. It's very clear. The types of throws that are being asked to made, when they're being asked to make them. Like it's just, you just see it because it just doesn't feel right. You know, you watch the game and you're just like, because there's the moment, because your mind plays tricks on you. Especially because, you know, we all grew up watching sports movies, and there's always the feeling that like a backup quarterback or a third or fourth string quarterback is going to be able to just like make magic and do, you know, a Nick Foles story essentially. And like everyone believes like, it's possible, we could do it. And you're watching these games and it just doesn't feel right. You're watching it and you're just like, and you maybe knew the quarterback from college, or maybe the quarterback is a little bit older and way past his prime, but he was good before, like a Flacco, and you're just like, he could maybe get some of that juice back, but it just doesn't go. It's like it's a feeling you're watching and you're just like, it's just the offense is just not moving forward. That's the feeling when a coach is propping up a quarterback with some success. That is not the feeling you get when you watch the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix play. Not even for a second. Not even for a second. Even when things feel like they're not going exactly as planned, you still see the reliance and the success of a Bo Nix, which is why my favorite game is against the Kansas City Chiefs that he had, the first game on the road, because you could see as clear as day Bo Nix's influence on that offense and in that team, and what Sean Payton is asking him to do in the biggest moments. So even though that wasn't a game where he threw for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns and he was just in the zone and was unstoppable, like he's technically played better games than that on paper. But when you watch that game, you can see as clear as day, that's Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. And it was just, like I said, it was as clear as day to me. Sat in this very chair and watched it on this very computer, and it was like, oh yeah, it's like that's all the information you need on that one. And I was blown away, and I'm excited to see. And again, even though there's other plays where he's made unbelievable throws, like against the Cleveland Browns and whatnot, like there's other isolated like big time moments and big time throws. So you know, and if Bo Nix was just feasting on plays like we saw in the playoffs against the Buffalo Bills, which was just a beautiful opening drive set up by Sean Payton, and Bo Nix needed to execute it, but like it was handed over on a silver platter for Bo, and that's totally fair to say. And if that's where so much of what his success was relied on, yeah, then we could be like, he's being propped up, but that's not the case here, not the case here at all. So. Is Bo still being underrated? Yes, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's so much more fun, man. Seriously, it's so much more fun going into this season with the idea of Bo Nix like not being good, or that he's Mac Jones and all. Like that's so much more fun. It is so much more entertaining. It is so much more interesting. You really want to go like, let's say Bo Nix just won everyone over last year, and now going into the season, everyone's like, he could be a top 3 quarterback. Like, I don't know, man. I don't like that. It's just not as fun, not as interesting. I think Bo Nix could surpass Stafford and Jalen and, you know, pretty much anyone but Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes is what people would be, you know, probably technically the best case scenario if he had like an amazing year last year to the point where people were like lost their minds over him. But like that wouldn't be as fun. It really wouldn't. Because now this year gets to be like, this is who I am. I am who you didn't think I am. I am who you didn't think I could be. I am what you doubted I could become. That is just fun. Okay? Like I find that fun. And you get to do some victory laps along the way as well. So, I love it. I really do. Like, these are the stories that actually get me continued fired up for the season. Honestly, like, that's what I'm just like, oh gosh, yes. Ooh, when Bo Nix is balling and people are still doubting, we get to be like, you know, like, we get to just yell and be like, what else do you want him to do? He's already doing, like, I just, it's like the takes are already in my mind because I already know the conversation. Like, no matter what he does, like, they're already just floating around in my head. And it's just like, I love Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the NFL, but it's just like, I'm not energized and focused right now in September. I'm like, Josh Allen's going to let everyone know how great he is. It's just like, I know how great he is. And it's just like, I know he's going to be successful this year. And so it's just like, I'm not like, he's not getting me to like, I'm not like, I can't wait. September, whatever, week 1, Josh Allen, let's go. And again, Josh Allen's arguably my favorite player to watch from an entertainment perspective. But it's just like, that's not getting me to sit right now. I'm like, I can't wait to see what Bo Nix looks like in year 2. Like, let's go. Bring that on. I want to see Bo Nix, Jane Daniels, head-to-head, like, match. Like, that's what I want to see, right? I want to see Bo Nix take on Patrick Mahomes on the road in Denver. Like, those are the things that I'm excited right now to really get into. And same thing kind of with like a Jalen Hurts in the Philadelphia Eagles, because there's just so much doubt continuing about Jalen Hurts. And it's like, that's great. Let's go. It's so much more fun when they doubt that. If everyone's like, gosh, Jalen Hurts is the best. He just won a Super Bowl. He's clearly a top 3 quarterback. Yeah, I mean, he's above Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts, because Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, because, you know, he won the Super Bowl and they don't, and blah, blah. And it's just like, nah, that's not fun. That's not fun. Continue the doubt. That's fun. Maybe we'll have an Eagles-Broncos Super Bowl. That would break the NFL world. Truly, that would break the NFL world. They wouldn't know what to do. 2 iconic brands going up against each other head to head with 2 quarterbacks that people just are most likely going to continue to doubt beyond retirement. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix? Do you think Bo is still being underrated, or do you think he's being properly rated? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.